Hello, Juilliard. I hope you enjoyed the Monteverdi Toccata that kicked us off today. Welcome to those of you continuing at Juilliard, and a special welcome to our new students and community members. Convocation is about beginnings. I said this to the new students at the orientation kickoff, and I want to say it to all of you here again. From here, from this moment, we go forward. We are committed at Juilliard to preparing you for a lifelong practice of learning in all circumstances and in every situation. I sometimes need to remind myself that we're not actually working on a specific outcome, but we're always working on how we are going to do things. It's the practice, it's the artistic habits of mind, it's the ethic that we will focus on as we start the school year today. Everything you learn in your studies here, you will carry with you for the rest of your life. It's all a part of your education as artists and as human beings and citizens of the world. We hope that this program today will be both a reminder of who we are and a harbinger of what's to come. So we begin by touching the stone of history, saluting the 250th anniversary of Beethoven's birth with a performance of the second movement of his piano sonata, number 30, by incoming first-year pianist, Tony Yun. Take it away, Tony.
And welcome to our 2020 convocation at the Juilliard School.
I'm Ara Guzlimian. I'm the interim dean and director of the music division.
My name is Alicia Graf Mack, and I'm the dean and director of the dance division.
I'm Evan Yanulis, dean and director of the drama division.
I want to offer you the most heartfelt welcome to Juilliard. I can't wait to greet you in the hallways of Juilliard, which is going to happen, I promise you. As we look at this footage from before the pandemic and from these past months of remote learning and performances, Not only do we see the excellence, but also the energy, the creativity that defines Juilliard under every circumstance. And ultimately, we see the future of the arts. I'm very fond of saying, behind every door, behind every studio door, there's a potential miracle at Juilliard.
My favorite part of the academic year is actually the week in, week out work in the classroom, the steady progress, and the miraculous breakthroughs.
Juilliard is a surprisingly intimate place, a surprisingly small place.
There is a time in the morning when the students are starting their ballet and their modern classes. You can walk down the hallway on the third floor and actually feel the energy emanating from all these different studios. You can hear the music. You can hear the teachers' voices trying to bring the students to their greatest potential.
I'm very excited by what is the most wonderful cycle of renewal, which is the arrival of new students in the school and how it animates and changes the school in different ways. My wish for each of us is that by the experiences we have in the year ahead, our world becomes bigger, deeper, and more generous.
To be an artist and to be someone who supports and educates an artist is an incredible gift and responsibility.
This is a time when it's important to have faith in yourself, to trust that you're in the right place, that you belong here, that the place in the here of Juilliard is not a building. It's the people, the students, the faculty, the staff. That every era has its unknowns. Stay open, bring yourself to the work, and look for joy.
I want you to remember, especially when things get tough, that you were chosen because there is something so unique and so beautifully, magically, intangibly special about who you are, the way you move, and the way that you will move others.
I look forward to the work we will do together this year, the growth of artistry in our students, and the renewal and strengthening of our community.
I hope in the time ahead that there will be a sense of discovery and the possibility of that potential within you as an artist. It's more needed now than ever. All our company is here. Let the play begin, let the dancing begin, let the music begin.
Juilliard's history is full of anniversaries and new beginnings. As we mark our 115th anniversary this fall, we salute the launch of our new Tianjin Juilliard School, which opens this month. I welcome our inaugural class and congratulate the faculty and staff in Tianjin, our President Emeritus and Chief China Officer Joseph Palisi, and the board of the Juilliard School. You have made this dream a magnificent reality. I also salute the recent 10th anniversary of our historical performance program, whose festivities last spring were sadly disrupted by the exigencies of the pandemic. I want to recognize our faculty, who have worked heroically over these last months as we transition to the remote environment. At every turn, you have been extraordinary, and the ground you have broken will carry us into the future. I want to thank our dedicated staff, with a special shout out to those who are working so hard to keep us safe. We are beyond grateful to you for all you have done, including the creation of our own masks, which each of you will receive. Let me take this moment to say how vital it is that every one of us exercise responsibility for each other. Wear your mask, social distance, and scrupulously follow all health and safety guidelines. I now want to introduce our new provost, Adam Meyer, who after 10 years of distinguished service within the school, now begins his first year as provost. Here he is in conversation with fellow alum Natalie Josha, flutist, composer, and vocalist. She's been a faculty member and coach in the preparatory division, and she is a graduate of the MAP, pre-college, and college divisions of Juilliard.
I want to welcome all of you to the 2020-21 school year. While this year may look different from anything we expected, I know it will be one that is rich with opportunities to grow as both artists and citizens of the world. It's especially meaningful to me that in my first convocation as provost, I have the honor of welcoming my good friend, Nathalie Joachim, for a conversation about her own artistry and career. Welcome, Natalie.
Hi, great to be here.
Natalie, you have the unique distinction here at Juilliard of being the first person to go through the MAP, pre-college, and college division, all as a flute player. And since then, you've built a remarkably wide-ranging and versatile career. You're the former flutist of the Grammy-winning contemporary music ensemble Eighth Blackbird. You're a prolific composer, vocalist, storyteller, and a passionate educator. So my first question is, how do you find time to do it all and to do it all so well?
It's an interesting question. Time has been on my mind a lot these days. And I think that the best, the thing that I come back to most often is just to be gentle with myself and know that I won't be able to do everything every day, but that I set out to be great at everything that I do get to do every day. And I think that with that as a guiding principle, you sort of take the pressure off of yourself to be delivering at all times, firing on all cylinders at all times, but really just focused on doing the best that you can in every moment that you have. And it all sort of shakes out in the end.
Both as a composer and a performer, you have such impressive range in your artistry. I wonder if you can talk a little bit about the benefits of broadening one's perspective and how the separate aspects of your own career inform one another to create sort of a cohesive whole.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think that will say, I mean, obviously this moment that we're living in right now, the diversity feels great because the fact that I can still be actively working as a composer, as we're all still beginning to figure out performing, is really nice. The fact that I have a lot of experience, especially with electroacoustic music, and so coming into this digital zone was a little easier of an inroad. So some practical things like that, but I also do feel that I am enriched by every single space that I'm in. So when I'm in a role as an educator, I am learning so much more that I am also taking back to my playing, to my performance.
I think that a lot of young artists, and especially I think it's particularly true of a typical Juilliard student, they have a very clear idea of the kind of career trajectory that they're going for, and that they know they're very goal driven, goal oriented. They know where they're going, and I know my own experience, and so many for so many others is that we sort of adapt as we go, and those goals change and shift. Does your career today look the way you expected it to look when you were a Juilliard student?
Not at all. I could have never imagined. I mean, the life that I'm living is far beyond what I could have dreamt for myself at that time and that moment. And I think that that's also really beautiful. And it hasn't been a perfectly paved path, that not everything has worked out exactly how I wanted, but I will say that every single moment that felt like hardship or failure actually turned into tremendous moments of growth and have led to a life that is, beautiful. I really feel so lucky to have the career that I have, and to have a life as a 21st century artist that is truly a career and a life that's of my own design.
Before the virus put a stop to live concerts this past spring, I had the great pleasure of seeing you perform Fam d'Haïti at the Kaufman Center here in New York. For those who don't know, Fam d'Haïti is an evening-length work for flute, voice, string quartet, and electronics that explores Haitian female artists and, Natalie, your own family heritage. You've graciously recorded a selection from Fam d'Haïti, the movement Alleluia. Can you set the scene for us a bit and tell us why you picked this particular movement?
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite moments on the record. And honestly, so it's the second movement of the Suite Prud'Antin, which is a suite that I wrote in honor of my family's farming village in the southern region of Haiti. And that piece actually became a sort of critical moment for me in the making of the work. I was back home in Haiti, And my cousin was helping out because the children's choir was going to be singing at the church service on Sunday. So the recording that you hear, you'll hear me accompanied by both electronics, but also the voices of the children's choir. And I hope that their joy is as palpable as it always seems to me. The Alleluia is really about sort of rejoicing in this moment of celebration of life, really, to say that, you know, the hardships that we have will always be there, but we'll always have reason to rejoice. And I think we collectively are the reason. And so this is the Alleluia. I hope you enjoy it.
Merci, mon Dieu, merci. Merci, mon Dieu, merci. Je t'ai tant cherché, mon Seigneur, mon roi. Je t'ai tant cherché dans la nuit. Et toi, tu m'as dit que tu étais la vie. Alors je chante Alléluia. Alléluia, 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 Alléluia. Je t'ai tant cherché, mon Seigneur et mon roi. Je t'ai tant cherché dans la nuit. Et toi, tu m'as dit que tu étais la vie. Alors je chante Alléluia. Alléluia, 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 Alléluia. Alors je chante Alléluia. Merci, mon Dieu, merci.
Thank you, Natalie. Merci indeed. I wanted to set the tone for this year and what possibilities lie ahead with the program today. With our alumni panelists, we are reminded that you're not only joining a class of students, but a continuum. For over 100 years, artists have come to Juilliard to discover their full artistic selves, to develop their practice, reaching towards excellence always. And our definition of excellence at Juilliard is one that aims to be creative and inclusive in every way. We recognize that we are not truly excellent unless we represent all voices in our institution, and we are learning and striving for that inclusivity in all ways. I hope you will be proud of Juilliard and recognize the value of the people here. I think it's a community that's not smug. It's not about saying we are the best. I think that would sell our ambitions far too short. We are a community that recognizes our imperfections. In my third year as president now, I look back already at 2 years of pivotal moments, 2 years of things to improve upon. That is one of those artistic habits of mind that we nurture here at Juilliard. Self-reflection, that of being reflective. In these last months in particular, coming through the onset of the COVID crisis, which disrupted and continues to disrupt every aspect of our lives and activities, to the powerfully needed racial reckoning that galvanizes us as individuals and as a society. We reflect on how we can do better, and that will be your task as well, to look at your place within our community, to look at our institution's place in the larger performing arts world, and ultimately, to look at the role of the artists and the arts themselves in the betterment of the world around us. Now, I make it sound, I realize, like this is all about doing good. To tell you that, that would be an oversimplification. What it is about is recognizing the true power of your artistry. That you have the chance, the opportunity to connect with people. And that in itself is a positive action, making a connection. That is power. And I don't mean for this to be simply a happy thing. I go to the theater to be moved, to be awakened. And this happens through all kinds of emotional responses, from joy to pain to anger to reflection. Resting on the majesty of the combination of music and dance and theater. How powerful it is to acknowledge that at Juilliard we have the opportunity to experience this and strive towards these connections every day. This is what you get to do. This is what we get to do. So as we go into this year, I encourage you, I urge you to think of your place in this moment and in our institution. And this also includes your commitment to each other, specifically to each other's safety in this global health crisis. We are, as Dr. King said, enmeshed in a network of mutuality. And it is my honor to be a part of this network with you. So we go forward from this moment to finish this convocation in the spirit of collaboration and continuum. I invite you to watch a piece made in collaboration between all our divisions just for this occasion. It's based on the Japanese renga form of poetry, in which one stanza is the base for the next one, created by multiple artists, building voice upon voice on a central idea. For today, the idea is that you belong here, and you do. Thank you, and onward.
There's something about butterflies taking flight. Born from the excitement of new surroundings. They never arrive at a foreign place unprepared. Kaleidoscope wings, bright and curious, carry them to greatness. We are akin that way. Adaptation is human nature. We migrate to wherever we can grow. Our minds merge as a sea of light bulbs. Our feet wander to whatever makes us feel alive. Our hands break bread with brilliance and crack open doors to new possibilities. That's why we've always been able to call more than one place home.
If every ending is a beginning, then what about vice versa? I'm supposed to go home now, but I'm thinking about inertia. I feel I lost an ending somewhere, so I went looking for it in Times Square. It was empty and 100 degrees. A lonely Minnie Mouse was taking selfies. If Newton was correct, one nudge could be my great beginning. Beginnings are nice, but where's the love for the middle? What about the daily slog that lets a thing take shape little by little? The middle is the magic place. Nudge me into motion and watch me fill this space.
Hello. This is very serious. I've been dreaming of subways. When you're a New Yorker, you're always moving. Therefore, these are my favorite public restrooms on the Isle of Manhattan. Barnes & Noble, the Signature Theater lobby, the Lincoln Center Library, but only the quiet one on the 4th floor next to the archives, the Westin Times Square, the Burlington Coat Factory on 125th Street, the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Chelsea, and one I'm keeping for myself. You sleep and you shower in your apartment, but you live in the city. I can't wait to go home. Home again.
Well, this is scary. Even before life trapped us here. Walking through the halls, random notes and instruments always echoing. Bodies collapsed outside of rehearsal rooms. And students muttering to themselves in the elevators. That drive, that momentum, so palpable, you can still see it through that keyhole of a webcam. Terrifying. Feeling like you need to earn your place beside generations of sweaty, exhausted messes. But they're all on this journey with you. Now, before, and after. So don't be scared. You're part of the family now. Just stay true to your peers and to your art. And trust they will do the same. They will. I promise.